Hey guys, it's me Blazar. I'm back with another review. Last one was pretty good. I like the way I edited it. This time I'm gonna be looking at something different. I'm not gonna look at a dinosaur this time. I'm actually gonna look at a model kit. This is the MSN-06S-2 Sinanju Stein narrative version. I built this not too long ago. I kind of messed up on the sticker there. I can only do so much. You can see that I failed, messed up on the Gundam marker there. That was kind of sad, but nonetheless, I think it still turned out great. That cone's rusted now, which is cool. I'm probably gonna use this in my next stop motion, and it's a great figure. I recommend it for you. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, first thing I want to look at here is the box. I know a lot of people who review model kits. I don't know if a lot of people do this or not. This is the box. As you can see, I like the image they use here with the beam rifle firing. So, a lot of these boxes are cool because you can see like the other units in the back. I don't know the name of them. I don't think that's a socket, but you can see the title, the narrative, the unicorn, extras, I believe. I think it's pretty cool. It's HG, by the way, high grade, so if you're a beginner, this one's going to be easier to build. The thicker the box, though, usually the harder it is to build because it's going to be more parts. So maybe not harder, but longer to build, so prepare for that. The side, I always love the side, showing all the different articulation you have. Right there, you can see if you can move the... I will get to that. Interchangeable hands, different guns, but very cool. Alright, let's move on to the next thing. Alright, first thing I want to get out of the way, accessories. We got a lot of accessories now. You guys can't see that right now. I'll show it eventually. Alright, first thing we got is this bazooka. He does have a shield and a rifle, which I will gladly take off him right now, but let's start with the bazooka. This is pretty cool. There's a little add-on here. I don't know if he uses it in the show. I'm sure he does do that, but I don't know if he just uses it in this. You can also interchange it to a smaller bazooka. This kind of weird. I don't know what that uses this. And I guess that works. You've got the beam saber attachments. There's 2 of them. You've got switchable hands. This is a closed fist. There is an open fist, but as you can see, I don't have the plate for this one. That's because on the open hand, the plate is actually like switchable. You have to switch it. I don't like when Gundam does that, but I don't know. Alright, let's get the figure and let's take off the shield. This little part right here, and I'm not gonna bother trying to take off this, so I'm gonna just take off the hand there. I'm also gonna take off this open hand so that you guys can see. Let's start with the open hand. As you can see, there is a plate for this one. If you take this closed fist, you're actually supposed to switch them around. I don't like when they do that, but I guess it saves money because you don't have to print so many parts out. The shield, it has this little connection device here that connects to the arm. That's pretty cool. This little gun on the bottom is switchable. You can attach this to the beam rifle. I will show you that in a second. Here is the beam rifle, and as you can see, the hand that goes there. This is one of the coolest Gundam beam rifles I've ever seen. You can attach this. I don't know how you attach it because right there. You can attach that on. Looks pretty cool. Close this up. That's sick looking. It's kind of like a picture. And then you can. I believe there's another part you can attach. I don't know what it was. It might have. Oh, it was this. That's cool. I did not know you could attach the friggin' bazooka to this. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely going to use that stuff. But, all being said, let's look at the shield really quick. The actual design. I like this little sticker on the front. Adds a lot. I'm sure it's there it's present in the actual series. I also use Gundam marker in a lot of these. You'll see that in the figure later. I'll show you guys. I think you guys heard me say that I kind of messed up the shoulder there, but I use Gundam markers even on the back just in case. so that gives it a little bit of pop. Alright, let's move on to the figure. So this is the actual Gundam, or sorry, it's not really a Gundam, it's more of a suit made by Zeon, Zeon. I think this is one of the best model kits I've ever built. Sorry about the shoulder there. You can see that I use Gundam marker everywhere. It wouldn't have all these outlines otherwise. I really like what I did with the head. I think the head turned out the nicest. Alright, let's take a look at this guy. So first of all, I want to get this out of the way. If you open up, the other hand has the same thing. If you open it up, there's the beam saber attachment. You can attach that to the open hand, and you can hold the beam saber. You guys already saw the actual beams, so that's pretty cool. Let's move on to the backpack. The backpack is pretty cool. I like these poles. They kind of add a lot to the design. There's a lot of boosters. This is like a flight suit that's supposed to be used in space, so I can understand why he has so many boosters, because he's got to fly pretty fast. I don't like stickers, but I had to attach these. This is the arm. Great articulation. It's up this about that much, back about that much. This, of course, is pretty articulated. This shoulder part moves for some reason. I don't know why. Otherwise, it's pretty cool. Head moves all around. You can also come to like a hunch position right there. Waist moves. I like what I did with the body with the Gundam markers. I really like how these vents turned out. Waist, leg articulation moves about that far. Legs move. You move all around. So, onto this like movable attachment, you can move this back and you can open up the jetpack down here, as you guys can see. I'm guessing this is supposed to be like a boost mode, but I haven't actually watched the series yet, so, or read it, so I might have to go look at that. But otherwise, that's the figure. It's a nice one, and I definitely recommend it to all builders. I believe they made a Vercod version, so if you're a more experienced builder, you're not going to build that. This app would look a lot cooler, I'm sure. I only have so much money, so I just bought this guy. I'm probably going to buy the high grades later, but... Or I'll switch to real grades, that might be a good one too, but otherwise that's the figure. I normally pose this guy with other Gundams, but they're somewhere around the house right now. Like, I just moved recently, so they're probably in my cabinet somewhere. But I'm gonna just pose them with Godzilla figures for now, since they pose pretty well together. You guys remember this guy, the SHMA exclusive version. I'll probably do a review on him at some point, but I do have a Haya Toys 1991 Godzilla coming, so I'll probably do a review on that guy. Otherwise, it's a pretty nice figure. I really recommend it. You guys can tell I'm not a professional reviewer. I'm definitely not professional. Anything but that. I still do this just because sometimes people want to hear about the MSN-06S-2 Sinanju Stein narrative version. I agree. So I just make this video. It's a pretty cool figure. I definitely recommend it for all collectors. I also recommend Gundam to a lot of you Godzilla Tokusatsu fans, whether it be Godzilla, Gamera, Ultraman, because they pose really well together. If you're doing stop motion, that would look awesome. I definitely recommend you do that. I would love to see some stop motions with Gundam and Godzilla. I've seen some of them online, but there's always more you could do. I haven't seen any like unique Gundam used. I've only seen the original RX-78-2, but I definitely recommend this figure for all collectors. With that being said, thank you everyone for watching. Like I said, I'm not a professional, but my last Hammond Collection Spinal review got quite a few views. I'm grateful for that. This one's going to be a lot shorter, but I still think it turned out great. Love this figure, definitely recommend. I got it for around $40, I believe, but I'm sure you can get it for a lot cheaper. So, recommend this figure, and I hope you all have a great day. Blazar out. See you guys later.